TSP accounts have lost over $100 billion this year. This is mainly due to the poor performance of the stock market. So what happened here? As soon as the pandemic hit, for the next 6 weeks, stocks were plummeting. And then after that, 18 months later, we experienced tremendous growth. The S&P 500 actually hit 100% gain during this period. But then the interest rates started to increase and companies were not able to sustain the growth that they had been experiencing. This resulted in a lot of stocks plummeting back down to reality. If you have a TSP account and checked on it recently, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. When times are good in the market, a lot of federal employees run over to the C and S funds in order to take advantage of great growth. People actually became millionaires during this period. If you had $500K in your TSP balance on March 2020, just 18 months later, you would have over $1 million. Unfortunately, 2022 came with a lot of bad news. Increased interest rates, conflict and war in Ukraine, companies unable to match the growth that they had been experiencing, and a lot of talk of an upcoming recession. So what do people do when bad times are coming and the market starts to sink? They make an emotional decision and lock in those losses by selling the C and S fund. This is essentially what you're doing when you transfer money from the C and S fund and go to the G fund. Right now, the G fund is the largest out of all the funds in the TSP. And this is because people are scared. And you're locking in those losses and you're putting money into a fund that's predominantly bonds because bonds perform better during a recession. The problem with this is the G fund barely moves. However, when you do this, you're essentially saying, I'm going to try to time the market. I know when the recession is over and I'm going to buy back in when we have good times. And this is foolish. Why? Because no one can predict the stock market. Not the news, not your financial advisor, not a stockbroker, not your best friend, and not your cousin's friend. Nobody. So what should most people do? Continue to buy the C and S fund. Continue to dollar cost average. That way, you are essentially getting a discount and you're ready for the next bull run. You don't know when that will be, but when it gets here, you're going to be ready. Last year, the average TSP investor had $181,000. Now, it's $159,000. So, on average, the 6 million people that have TSP accounts, they lost an average of $22,000 per person. On top of that, phone calls have been increasing to the contact center. This is probably older people that are not familiar with doing the online transfers. You could do the transfers between funds, you could do all that online, but a lot of people need help with that. Also, some people, they might have gotten scared. They might have started to panic and they wanted to withdraw all of their funds. So that could also be one of the reasons why people are experiencing higher calls. The TSP call center averaged 9,000 calls daily last year. And this year, it was 4 times greater with an average of 36,000 calls every day. A lot of this is because of the changeover that the TSP went through. It was a whole different website. A lot of people were locked out. It was pretty terrible. The rollout was horrible. People were actually locked out of their accounts and they were stuck waiting for an envelope to arrive in the mail. House members have actually asked GAO to conduct an investigation to find out why people were experiencing so many issues. If you didn't know, GAO is the congressional watchdog that investigates federal agencies when things go wrong. So, is the recession already here? Maybe. The price of gas and food have certainly gone up. And if it is here, how long will it last? Well, nobody knows. Will there be a bull market soon? Yeah, a bull market typically follows a recession. But will it be here this month or next month or 3 months from now? Then again, nobody knows. Try not to panic. Develop your strategy and stick to it. If you're younger and you have the time, dollar cost average in. Now, if you're an older worker and you're approaching retirement, then your strategy should shift. You should probably be a little bit more conservative when investing. The TSP matching benefit has continued to be one of the strongest federal government benefits that exist out there, and it has actually allowed 100,000 federal employees or retirees to hit or surpass the $1 million mark. This has created millionaires. And speaking of retirement, Did you know that the federal government is not the only employer that offers pensions? If you would like to know the top 5 employers that offer pensions, then I want you to watch this video next. If you want to see more videos like this, please click like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.